You're on the Moose. I'm your Bud the Dub. I'm joined now by Tanya from the Fort St. John Hospital Foundation. How's it going today, Tanya? Thanks for joining me.
Hey, Bud, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here. I know you've only been with the foundation for like a couple months now. So how are you liking it so far? How's the job treating you?
I am loving it. I think yesterday was 1 month.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just a newbie here.
Fair enough.
You're giving me more credit than I deserve.
This pandemic, everything seems longer than it has been. So there you go.
Oh, yes.
Well, we're here to talk a bit about Bluey Day, which I believe you've taken over kind of running and sort of putting it on. So it's coming up fast. I know Nikki and I have talked about Bluey Day a couple times already this year, but we're under 2 months away from the big day now. So why don't you remind us about when it's happening and what Bluey Day is all about?
Awesome. Yes. So we are actually doing our 21st annual Bluey Day, and it's going to be held on May 15th this year at the Fort St. John Curling Club. And participants are going to spend the next few weeks growing their hair and collecting pledges from the community to have their head or their hair shaved on Bluey Day to show support to family and friends who have been touched by cancer in one way or another. We've had 813 supporters to
Wow.
date that have shaved their head since 1999. And one thing that also can happen that I didn't mention is participants can register under the wig program, where if their ponytail is 8 inches long, then they can donate it to Wigs for Kids, the BC program. And basically the hair cannot be treated or colored, and but it can be gray, which is good, and it must be 8 inches long.
Okay. Now, you said 813 supporters since this began. I mean, why are people
Yeah.
signing up for this? So what's kind of the motivation for people to do something like this, a fundraiser of this nature?
Well, so many people have been touched by cancer one way or another, family members or friends. And so and also while those people are getting their treatments done, often they do lose their hair. So this is to support family and friends who've been touched by cancer one way or another. It's just one way to commemorate them, to support them, and be there for them.
Okay. What is the ultimate goal of this? You guys have kind of a dollar figure you're hoping to raise from this year's edition of Bluey Day?
Yes, our goal this year is to raise $100,000 for the Cancer Diagnostic and Treatment Fund. So far, the foundation has raised over $2 million since the beginning
Wow.
to buy emergent equipment for our local hospital.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys, I've got a whole list here of some of the stuff you've purchased previously. Why don't you tell us a bit about some of the items that you guys have specifically bought from previous years due to the fundraising done by the participants in Bluey Day?
Yes, it's amazing actually. We have purchased a CT scanner upgrade, an MRI machine, um, a vein finder, a histotissue processor. Do I know what all these things do? No. But I do know that they do help people with the comfort and early diagnosis for treatment of cancer. So they have a very large, important piece in the puzzle at the hospital, and it's just incredible for people to be able to use this equipment. That's just some of the things that we have purchased. There's a long, long list.
Absolutely. It's wonderful. You could see a lot of this information on the website, fortstjohnhospitalfoundation.ca. I think Nikki has spoken about this. I mean, there's that. It's the buying of equipment, but it's also about keeping people in town. So you don't have to travel to get this service, these treatments elsewhere, which you would otherwise have to do if this stuff wasn't here in Fort St. John. Isn't that correct?
Exactly. Yes. If we don't have the equipment, then the patients would have to travel to Prince George, probably for their treatment, and they'd have to leave their family and basically, especially through these times, kind of be on their own while they're facing their treatments. So by getting as much equipment here in our local area as possible, as our local hospital, then we are closing that gap and being able to allow patients to stay right here in their town with their family and their friends.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Well, how can people register for this if they've been thinking about it? If it's time to do it, how can they do it?
There's two ways, really. You can go online to either our Fort St. John Hospital Foundation website, or you can go on the Facebook page and click on the links on both and register right there online. Or you can call us at the Hospital Foundation at 250-261-7563. Of course, you can come in person as well. We do have packages that we do give out as well. We do have a temporary location at the Grey West Building, which is 10704 97 Ave.
All right.
And we'd love to see anybody who comes our way.
Excellent, Tanya. Well, it's always, it's the first time we're talking to each other. I look forward to talking more about this in the future. Register for Bluey Day. It's a very good cause. It's fun to do. It's something you'll never forget. I wish I had more hair to maybe do it. Not that that's an excuse. Tanya, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me, Deb.
This community interview is supported by your Member of Parliament, Bob Zimmer. Stop by his office in Fort St. John at 9916 100th Avenue and in Dawson Creek at 10421.